sorry, you were saying where you started off?
Right. So yeah, I'd been a croupier for like 18 years, and
Okay,
I'd I'd just come back from working in West Africa. I was there for 2 years, and I was working in a casino in Mayfair in London, and I had
right.
a vacation was coming up. And the last thing I wanted was a beach holiday. I mean, I was as brown as a white person could be, but so I was looking through the small ads because that's how we did it back then. You went to the newspaper to the small
Yeah.
ads, and there was a guy there, master decorator, and he was advertising a week in his studio, and he would teach you wood graining, gilding, marbling, stenciling, that kind of thing. And of course, mid 80s, it was really gearing up. We had Jocasta Innes and we had Annie Sloan, and people were doing that decorative painting thing.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, that sounds good. Went along, walked into his studio, and of course it was all oil based in those days.
Mm.
And I just walked in and I smelt it, and it was like coming home. I thought, oh, this is wonderful. So I did the course. He said, you picked this up really well. You've obviously got like a flair for it. Why don't you go and train further? So I did, but I was a single parent, and in the 80s, women didn't just go start their own businesses. It's not like it is now.
Mm.
So I just did it part time on weekends and carried on with my job. And then I went to America where it was huge, and just thought, okay, I'm going to start a business doing it. And it just exploded from there, really.
So backtracking a little bit, you've been everywhere. You started where? So you come back from, did
West
you say
Africa.
Yeah, so what were
Yeah,
you doing in
I was
what were you
running a
doing?
casino, running a casino out there.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
So then you come back to the UK,
Yeah,
done a little bit of training, and then
yeah,
went out to America.
yeah. Sometime later,
Yeah.
that was '96. Went out to America, and I was seeing people do it. They have great like do-it-yourself programs and HGTV and all that stuff out there. And I was
Hmm.
also seeing in paint shops that people were doing like wood graining and what have you. And it wasn't that great. I'm like looking at it thinking, I can do that. So so I just started, doing a bit for friends, doing little bits, and I built the business by working part time, and the job just got more and more part time while the business grew.
Hmm.
Um,
So how long were you out in America for?
16 years.
So in the end, you built like a really good business full
I had
time.
a very good business, yeah,
Yeah.
excellent.
Did you
Really,
have people working for you, or did you just do it yourself?
I had people who would do the base painting and what have you.
Yeah.
Um, so that then they did that. I mean, at first I did it all myself, but eventually you get people doing that, and then you just go in and do the glazing or do whatever it is that needs doing when you go in.
Yeah. So very much like decorative effects
Yeah,
you were doing, because of course it's all coming back in now, isn't it?
it
And
is.
you
Yeah,
were doing it 30 years ago. It's interesting, isn't it? So you sort of was really successful in America and then come back, and then did you have to start up again, so to speak, and
yeah.
get some
I
client?
had to start again, and I did get some jobs. I used to have to travel quite a bit to do them,
Yeah.
but I got some jobs. But I had to really take on normal painting and decorating,
Mm.
uh, and luckily, uh, in America, I'd worked with really really good painters and decorators. I learned such a lot from them.
Yeah.
And it's because it's different out there. You have painters and you have wallpaperers. They don't tend to swap over.
Really?
Yeah,
So people just dedicate to doing wallpapering?
just doing wallpapering or just doing painting. There's even people who just do siliconing. If someone has a new kitchen put in, they'll just walk in with their gun, silicone everything, and leave. It's
Yeah, that's sort of come over here now, hasn't it? I know someone that just that's all he does all
that's all
day,
it is.
every day. So even back in the 90s in America, were they spraying a lot? Did you see it happening?
Oh yeah, I mean, if it's a new build, empty house or anything, yeah, everything was sprayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were like decades ahead of us
Oh
in
God, yeah,
terms of,
yeah.
yeah. Did you ever get into spraying?
No, no. There were. I mean, I'd have been crazy to do that. I got paid back then. I was being paid $400 to $600 a day for what I was doing.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'd have been mad to even want to spray.
That's crazy. So you come back here and the type of decorative work you were doing, did you, over the years, have you found a lot of business doing what you specialize in,
Um,
or not so much?
not as much. I mean, not enough that would keep me busy all the time.
Yeah.
Um, I have done it consistently while I've been over here. I've done it, but to actually make a living now, I could just do the decorative stuff
Yeah.
because making a living's not quite as important. But back then, making a living, I had to do the decorating, and I loved it. I really enjoyed doing it because whatever you do, at the end of the day, you stand back and you think, "Well, that looks nice,"
Yeah.
whatever you're doing.
Definitely. Why do you think it's not been so popular over here, the decorative effects?
Well, it was very popular, like I say, in the late 80s and 90s.
Mm.
It got really popular, but you got TV programs that absolutely ruined it. Like changing rooms and things like that.
Yeah.
And then you just got a lot of people doing it very badly.
Mm.
So when you talk to people about it, people will say, "Oh God, that's sponging," that, and they're horrified. And I mean, I've seen some really bad decorative effects. But yeah, so I mean, I think, you know, it goes in swings, doesn't it? And that, wallpaper became really fashionable, and then wallpaper went out of fashion, and then now
Mm.
it's back in fashion. So
Mm.
I think it just got a bad reputation.
Yeah, I think so. In your experience now, like you've seen different trends and stuff, what would you say is on trend, and what could you do which could earn a good amount of money like you were doing back in America?
Well, in America, I learned to plaster,
Did you?
do the Venetian and the decorative plasters. Um, so I do that now, like I'll go and do that for people. And that's a good way of making money.
Mm.
Um, and now there's a lot of schools, sprung up, and there's more and more people learning it. And it's like everything. Eventually, there'll be so many people doing it, it no longer be special. But right
Mm.
now, it's quite a special um, talent to have, is to be able to do nice plastering.
Do you know of any people that do that sort of training, or um, is there a training school that stands out, or because you know it, you've never really looked?
Um, I mean, there are. There's one in Wakefield called Stucco something. He's
Mm.
very good. He's excellent, and it's a really good training facility that they've got. And then there's Stucco Italiano up in Southport. They're very
Mm.
good, very cutting edge, because it's changing all the time. I still go do courses, because it's
Mm.
always changing. I like to keep my hand in.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Do you find it's certain properties that you work in? Because I feel like what you specialize in, you need to sort of tie in with high-end properties, perhaps with interior designers, which give that vision to customers.
Yeah, I
Would you
mean,
say that's true with your customers?
yeah, getting in with interior designers is brilliant. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they will push ideas. But I have just up here in East Yorkshire, I've done Venetian plaster in in completely ordinary houses.
Mm.
So I'm just hang on one second. I need to get a tissue.
That's all right.
I've got a bit of a cold. Yeah, so I've done, and I've done it in commercial properties as well.
Mm.
So
Yeah, I think like I love speaking to different painters and decorators because I just try and piece out where they've done well and pass that knowledge on to other people listening. And it does seem to be very common in terms of like getting in with interior designers, and because if someone's paying for an interior designer, they've got the money
yeah,
to pay someone specialist to give them the best possible finish. So it's interesting you went down that road as well, or got
when I first came, when I first moved here to Beverley in East Yorkshire, I took all my boards around the interior designers, and
mm,
literally all of them went, "What is it?" Like I mean, they just didn't know what I was showing them at all.
wow,
So, I was kind of dismissed. They were like, but luckily, it's got more popular. But you've got to show people. Like on your Facebook page, your website, ever. You've got to show people because people can't buy what they don't know. No one
absolutely.
no one will ask you for Venetian plaster if they've never heard of it.
Yeah, it could even be, say you specialised in Venetian plastering and it's all over your socials, but it doesn't mean to say people won't ask you to paint a bedroom or hall stairs and
Yeah,
landing. It's just like being different, isn't it, to other people?
yeah. It's just having that extra thing you can offer. Like
Mm,
I'll paint murals, I paint on glass, I gild on glass. I've done backsplashes for people that are glass, that are painted from the back. Um, I gild. I've done several gilded ceilings.
have you? Wow.
Yeah, here in Yorkshire. Um,
So your portfolio must be huge of all your projects.
it is, yeah,
Did you remember to take pictures on everyone?
yeah. I always take pictures. They're not
See,
you. They're not very good usually, but I take the pictures.
have you got like a website and a Facebook page and stuff, or
Yeah, I have a Facebook page. I've got a website that's very basic
yeah,
because I don't want to spend money on that sort of thing now because I'm coming to the end.
of
it's,
course.
it's not worth it.
Yeah, I'll be interested after our chat to have a look at what you've done. Obviously, I know you well from Brush Wizards,
Yeah.
but it's always interesting. I'd have to look at your previous jobs. So, have you never considered training people yourself,
Well,
or have you?
I have done classes. I do
Mm,
every now and then. I'll do workshops for people and teach them how to glaze, how to wood grain, how to stencil, that kind of thing. Um,
yeah,
I have at the moment someone who is trying to get me to open up a Venetian plastering
yeah.
school, and we've been looking at properties to do it on. It's not, it isn't something that isn't something you can just teach in, like, hire a room somewhere and teach it because it's messy and you need certain things to do it.
What about you should consider doing like something like glazing and stuff? You should consider doing a membership online and teach people each week how to start it.
Well,
And
I mean, I did. I started a membership, but it just wasn't. It wasn't financially worth it. I didn't get enough
really,
members. I'm not very good at tooting my own horn. I can't get out there and go, rah rah rah, come and look at this. Um, and I think as well, I drove myself mad by giving too much every
yeah,
week. Like I would show like a glazing thing or something, but I'd go into like a lot of detail and a lot of other stuff, and and possibly
yeah,
I didn't need to do that. It was probably not necessary.
yeah. So I'm just thinking like as a kind of hobby for people that have perhaps retired or
Yeah,
just something along those lines. I mean, as you know, I you're in my membership and stuff, and I I spoke to a lady once in COVID times. Her husband left her. She almost lost her house, and she just started drawing animals. She's always loved drawing animals, and she started to do it and created a membership from it. So people would come on every week, go to copy the next stage of drawing whatever animal it may be. Unbelievably, she's a millionaire from it.
Yeah.
It's insane. Like, because it's worldwide, and people love drawing, and they loved her work. Like, it was a really amazing chat with her. Just by drawing animals, she made a membership. It's incredible. I love those sort of stories, where
Well,
people
they're the
succeed.
things that keep us going, aren't they?
Well, that's right. So
When
you could consider it potentially.
yeah, I mean, I could try it again, and I have the time now. The problem was I didn't have the time.
Yeah,
I was working. You come home from work and you're tired and you're dirty, and then you've got to film it all, and then you've got to edit it all.
yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. Now I could probably do it because I've got the time to do it.
Hmm.
But I will tell you a story from America talking about making money.
Hmm.
When I first went there, I didn't have a work permit, so my husband's one of my husband's friends says, "Well, she come and work for me, and we'll just pay her under the table." And he had a little department store in Westport, Connecticut, which is a very, very high end place. And this guy came in, and he was talking to me because they like to talk to you because you're English.
Hmm.
He asked me if I knew the author of 101 Things to Do with a Dead Cat. And I said, "Oh, I know the book, obviously I don't
Hmm.
know the author." And this guy said, he was telling me, he'd helped him with illustrations. And he said he only made $1 on every book that he sold in America, but he sold 7.5 million books. And I used to say to my husband, we just got to find something that we only make 50 cents or $1
I
on,
know.
but we sell millions of. And
Yeah,
that's the great thing about America is the market's huge. You've just got that
yeah.
huge market. So
Well, if you're into membership ideas, I follow a guy called Stu McLaren.
yeah, I know Stu.
It's, yeah, yeah. So quite often when I was, painting, I'd listen to those sort of podcasts, and I don't know, I just always love those success stories and people that have succeeded from nothing. It's very interesting. So
Yeah, for me,
back in the UK, obviously you do your specialist stuff. Um, what what products? I mean, you must have seen some good products out in America, paint wise.
yeah,
What was it back in the 90s, or Benjamin Moore, or Sherwin Williams, is it? Or
yeah, Benjamin Moore, Sherwin-Williams.
yeah,
And then you had Home Depot, and their paint is Behr, Behr, and
yeah, I've
Lowe's,
heard of that. Yeah.
and Lowe's is the Valspar that we have over here.
Okay.
That was their in-house paint.
Right.
Um,
So what have you found in the UK to be as good or equivalent?
well, Tikkurila. When I found Tikkurila, I was really happy because
Yeah.
when I first came back over and I tried using, like Dulux. Not, I don't want to diss anybody. This is when I first came back.
Yeah.
The Dulux water-based paints were awful. They were just
Hmm.
terrible. So then I found Tikkurila, and Tikkurila was like the paint I'd used in America. So I was really
Really?
happy with that. And I like Tikkurila. Benjamin Moore, I like Benjamin Moore because I used it for years. Um,
Yeah.
The Benjamin Moore store in my village was my main paint store. It's where I bought most of my
Hmm.
stuff. Um, Sherwin Williams brought out a load of faux finishing products, so they were very good. They were
Yeah.
excellent. Um, but here, yeah, I think Benjamin Moore, Tikkurila. I've used um, I've used the normal like Crown and Dulux and what have you now, and they've so improved. I mean, it's like incredible how much they've improved.
Yeah,
But
I think a lot of them in the beginning, when there was, pressure to go more water base,
yeah,
they weren't particularly good. And I stuck with oil base for a long time because I didn't want to fart around doing 4, 5 coats, because
yeah,
time's money, but now there is some great stuff out there.
Yeah, I'd
I
far rather
do,
use water than oil now.
yeah, yeah. If I can't remember last time I used oil, but it just the smell of it, and
Yeah.
your eyes would be watering, and just feel rough from it, and it's no good. But yeah, Tickorilla's very, very good. I do like Ticorilla. Even their vinyl mat, I find a very good product and quite reasonable as well.
I think all their I haven't tried anything from Tikkurila that I've thought no, that's no good. I love
Yeah, and they got a huge range as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
It's funny, my local shop, Colour Supplies, which is now Brewers, at the time they done a spreadsheet with all the Ticorilla names and translated it basically into English, so people understood what the tins were. So that was quite helpful. So yeah, so you're predominantly Ticorilla. Any other ones?
Mm, I mean, for for the fancy stuff I use Polyvine.
Yes.
I like Polyvine, and they've been around a long time.
What for the decorative effects?
Yeah, for decorative effects and varnishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And because I've got the stuff like I'll mix colorant, pure colorant into say the wax varnish finish, and you can put that on bare wood and it will color it and it'll protect it at the same time. It
Yeah.
very becomes very much like a product I used to use in America that I can't get over here. Um, it's brilliant. I mean, it just saves you so much time. It's incredible.
Yeah, I spoke to Polyvine a couple of weeks ago, so that's going to be coming out soon. But it's great. They're a UK company. And I didn't realise as well like how helpful they are. So they've got helplines, they've got a
Yeah,
bot you can chat online with. Someone asked in the group the other day about the decorators varnish for going over wallpaper and stuff and wanted
yeah,
reassurance. And I said, look, if just speak to them. They've got people that can help. But yeah, they got a huge range of products, and it's good that they do courses as well at Dulux Academy now
right.
on decorative finishes. So that's good. What about your sundries? What's your go-to?
I like Two Fussy Blokes, little rollers.
Yeah,
I was
yeah, a
very
lot of people
pleased
say
when
that.
they came out because they were like the ones I used in America.
Really, yeah,
Um, I like Hamilton Perfection rollers.
yeah.
I think they're probably about my favourite roller. And brushes, I don't care. I use any brush. I'm not bothered really. Any
I
brush.
guess for your work, it's not imperative, is it? If you're doing decorative effects, like I guess you need a sharp edge if you're cutting in, but it's like I don't
Well,
know. It's
I mean, to be honest, I think if you're a good painter, you should be able to
yeah,
paint with anything, really. You shouldn't need. I mean, obviously, certain jobs I like an angled brush.
mm,
Um, I just think it doesn't. It shouldn't really matter. What you're using. You should be able to do it. Now, for the decorative stuff, I spend a fortune on my brushes. Because they're all like badger hair and that kind of thing. So I'm spending a fortune on them.
so
Luckily,
who sells them? What company sell?
um, well, I've still got a lot that I brought back from America,
Oh
but
wow.
I'm going to forget the name of the. There's a company, a paint company, that sell decorative paintbrushes.
Oh, okay. Not like ones we would know. They're more
Yeah, it
specialist.
is. Yeah, it's, and I'm old. I can't remember.
We can put it in the
Well,
show notes.
yeah, we'll put it in the show. I'll go and have a look.
Don't Corona do like pure hog hair bristles or something? I'm sure I read somewhere they still do like the proper hog hair bristle. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they might do. The decorative brushes are just made differently. I mean you couldn't paint with a decorative brush. It's you couldn't
Yeah,
like
yeah.
paint a wall or a piece of furniture with one. They're just different. And there's stipplers and there's softeners and overgrainers and there's all these different brushes that you use.
Yeah.
You couldn't paint a wall with them.
No. So looking back over your careers, decorating, has it looked after you? Has it been stressful? Um, how's it
Yeah,
been? Has it been good to you?
it. I mean, yeah, it's been good to me. It was very good to me in America.
Mm.
Um, I worked for like some incredible people. I worked for politicians and some film stars. Some I can't you can't talk about them because you sign NDAs when you go work.
Oh, so I was hoping for a couple of names.
It is really difficult, Like we go into New York. We went to New York to do one, and New York's a nightmare because you can't
Yeah, where the hell would you park in New York?
nowhere to park, and quite often the service lifts out of service, and you can't use their lift, and you're chugging all this stuff up. But exciting work.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you've had an exciting life up to now with your travels, and a lot of people just stay in their hometown, don't they, all their lives?
And I've lived all over the country as well, all over this country. I'm like, I think this is where I am now is the longest I've been in any town in America, in
Yeah.
England. I mean, I'm slowing up. I'm slowing
No,
up. I get
you
older.
don't want to. You don't want to slut up yet. So, what's been your favourite place?
In England or just anywhere.
Just your number one spot
Um,
anywhere,
I'd love to go back to Africa.
really.
Yeah, that is. I read a book many years ago when I was a kid, and there was a line in it that said, when you go to Africa, it's like going home,
Hmm.
because they say it's where we all came from, isn't it? Where
Yes.
humankind came from, and when I went, I totally understood that quote. I really did,
Hmm.
um, and I would love to go back. I'd love to go and visit again.
Yeah.
It was a
Yeah. I've never.
very special place. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never been. So the current sort of crop of decorators and the YouTubers and influencers and stuff. What do you reckon? You said about, I think back in America, all the channels and showing people how to do stuff. And what's your opinion on people showing their work and how to prep, cut in, how to do the whole lot? Are you all good for it?
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think that
Mm,
your your customer is the person who doesn't want to do it themselves.
correct. Definitely.
So they're paying you for your time as well as your expertise. Yes, they could go off and learn how to do it themselves, but they
Mm,
don't want to. And the people
yeah.
who want to do it themselves are not your customer.
100%.
So it doesn't bother. I think yeah, get on and show
I'm
people.
all for it because what it shows is how much work is actually involved in painting and decorating and why we should charge a good rate to do a job. And yeah, I'm all for painters showing exactly what they do because it cuts out, like you say, time wasters. Because if they see you, all the prep you do, all the floor protection, they know straight away, well, they're going to be on that for a couple of days just before they even get a brush out.
Yeah,
And a lot of customers expect a whole stairs and landing done in a couple of days. So it's yeah, I'm all for it, about elevating our trade. And like you said, in America years ago, they were on much better money than probably what we're on now. So somehow we need to elevate our game.
yeah. I mean, regular painters they weren't earning what I was earning, but
No.
there was only two of us in the whole state, in the whole of Rhode Island, that did what I did. So,
Wow.
um, and Sherwin Williams, like I said, they brought out a load of like what we call in America they called it faux finishing, and I went round a few shops for them and gave demonstrations of what they could do, and that is, people said to me, well, why are you showing them? Why? And I said, well, most people watch it, think, wow, that's brilliant, but couldn't do it themselves.
Yeah.
I got a lot of work from it. A lot of people who went to the workshop thinking, I'm going to learn and do this myself, who would then go,
Mm.
"Yeah, I'll pay you to do it, I think, so
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well, I can see for you going forward, Leslie, you've got so much knowledge and skill. Like, I can just see you doing little workshops and teaching people, and even if it's hobbyists or people that have retired or whatever it may be, because, it's a great skill you've got. And it's a shame, yeah, it's a shame I know you've taught people before, but you probably know a lot of skills that even people here don't know. Um, but then equally, I think you deserve to chill a little bit if you've worked hard.
I am getting bored. I'm like, I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking, God, what do people do all day? Like, I know people my age, and I'm thinking,
Yeah,
what do they do all day? I don't watch TV, so I don't even own a television. So
really.
no, I don't. I've never been keen on TV. So I just like, yeah, I need to do something, and I might start filming things again because I actually quite enjoyed editing and everything, but it was just so time consuming. It just on top of working every week, it was just too much. So yeah,
Yeah.
I might start.
Well, let's keep talking. I know we spoke a while ago. I think you messaged me about something, but just keep chatting. Maybe we can do something. If you create some little courses, we can put it out there to the Brush Wizards community.
Yeah,
Yeah, you've got too much knowledge to not share it with people.
well,
So we
it's handy.
get our heads together and try and work something out, I reckon.
But a lot of the things I know often come in handy when I'm just doing ordinary jobs as well. Like I can sometimes like repair damage in a wood finish because I know how to fill it and copy it and just different things really. And
Do you
I've
know
had
what? I know someone, a friend of mine, that does it called Surface Doctor, or I can't remember what it's called exactly. But that's a really cool job. If you've got a wooden floor or a granite worktop or bath or that's chipped, being able to repair all those that's a great little job, I reckon.
yeah.
But it's getting enough of them. It's sort of like getting enough snags. It's almost like if it's a new build development, builders or whatever come in, you know, there's going to be snags and damage, isn't there? It's almost getting in with those sort of contractors.
Yeah.
Um,
All of those things. It's getting enough work.
yes.
And like I say, I mean, I went up to Scotland for Whitson's a few years ago, and we gilded, you know, £1 million worth of Clive Christian cabinetry.
Wow.
Those sort of jobs don't come along every week. It's you don't get them.
Yeah. And I believe that's why a lot of people go into training because you've still got to get all the jobs in and stuff. Whereas if you're a specialist and you've learned how to spray kitchens, it's far easier to run a course. Not easier, but to get people paying for a course
Yeah,
than it is necessary. You probably earn more than going out spraying kitchens. So that's what people do, isn't it? They sort of perfect their game and teach it to other people.
yeah. Unfortunately, some people learn it, never actually do it, and then start teaching. And
Yeah,
that isn't a
that
good.
sounds dodgy.
Yeah, I mean, and I know people who've done that. They learn a skill. They might do a little bit, but they're not like a person who's been doing something for years.
Yeah.
And now they're teaching it. They're just teaching the bit that they know. I mean, if it works for them and if people like it, that's fine. But I do have to sort of laugh sometimes when I'm watching people come and train.
One,
You can learn this for 20 quid, and I think, okay.
yeah. One skill I tried to learn years ago, I fancied doing resin like
Oh,
worktops,
yeah.
flooring. I wanted to do like garages. So say you had a Ferrari or whatever, do a
Yeah.
nice red floor with a badge underneath. I really wanted to get into it, so I went on a course for a couple of days, and it wasn't the best course. But I thought, oh, I'll give my kitchen floor a go. I wanted it white, glass, shiny and stuff. And oh my god, it was a disaster. The first one, it just didn't cover like the screed. I tried another one, still didn't cover right. I had to order more stuff. It ended up costing about £800 in materials, and the last one was still crap. And it sort of raised my floor so much. But now, unless I smash it all out, I can't put flooring down apart from a lino which we've got. And it was just horrendous. And in hindsight, white's the hardest one to
Yeah.
do, like in paint, the opacity and stuff. And I just like after that, I just lost my confidence. I was like, I'm not doing it. But it could have been potentially good.
I did resin out in America. We did floors and we did um, countertops
Hmm.
because in America there is a really good community of people who do what I do, and we were in a group long before Facebook. We were in a group called Murals Plus, and we helped each other and we gave people tips and it was really great. There was none of this trying to hide from your stuff from
Yeah.
people. It was great. And we all just tried everything that came. We'd all jump on it, and it was mostly women. Like in
Mm.
America, at first, all the plasterers were women because it was like a step on from the faux finishing that we were doing.
Yeah.
So we all jumped on the resin thing when that came out. You know what? People don't like it in the end.
Mm.
Like you do these really flash floors, and everybody goes, "Oh my god, that!" But they can't live with it. They find it hard to live with, and they mark up dreadfully. I mean, we always varnish them on top of the resin. We'd always put a varnish on, but they'd mark really badly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. They looked cool when we done the exercises. The
yeah,
different colours you add in and the swirly patterns and all the rest of it, gold flakes in it, and it looked
yeah,
cool. But like you say, it didn't work out for me at all.
no. And I
Um,
found it didn't work for the customers. They would, you know, they couldn't live with it long term. It's.
mm.
I mean, I did a floor once for a woman, painted her floor, and she wanted a rug painting on it. So it's like trompe l'oeil. I don't know if you know what trompe l'oeil is, but it's something that looks real, but it's painted. It looks 3D, but it's flat, it's painted.
Okay.
So I painted the rug, and she said to me, make it look like the corner has flipped over, right? And I'm saying to her, are you sure? Are you sure you want me to do that? Yes, yes, that's what I want. So I did it for her. And of course, eventually she rang me, she said, can you come just paint that out? Because it drove her mental, because
Yeah,
every
I
time
bet.
she walked past it, every time everybody walked past it, they wanted to kick it back into place. So you have to
What a
be,
stupid idea.
you have to be careful when people are asking you for things.
Yeah.
And I gave up the resin after a short period of time because I didn't like it either, and I hate doing things I don't like. So I,
Yeah.
I, I didn't like the finished effect that much. It was very glitzy.
Yeah, and it was potent as well. Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
horrible to work with.
And resin's not good for you. It's not.
No.
I
Well,
did resin
Lesley,
cement as well, and you know, that's really bad for you. You get the silica in your lungs, you're never going to get it out.
mm, gotta be careful.
Yeah, you do.
Well, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, Lesley. I've learned a lot about you and what you've done, and what I'm looking forward to what you're going to do next. I can tell you're itching to do something, so
Yeah, I have
we
to do.
we'll keep
And
chatting. And
I'm always happy to like help people. Like if they've got like they're doing something and they need some advice because I'm keen. Keen to pass it on for people to know.
yeah, maybe like in the community, we can sort of put you as a group expert in decorative effects, and yeah, that'd be really cool.
Okay,
All right, well, enjoy the rest of your day.
and you.
You won't be watching TV because you haven't got one. I've never known that someone not to have a TV.
I listen to the I listen to almost all day. I listen to Radio 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Mind you, just to finish off, I did have a job once. There was no TV, no radios. I can't remember what religion. And I had my radio on. And like, no, you can't have a radio on. Wouldn't even let even have my headphones on. So I'd done a bedroom, and then he's like, "Oh, fancy doing my hall stairs and landing?" I said, "I can't, I can't. I'm going out of my head. I've got to listen to something." But he was a lovely guy, but yeah, I just couldn't work in silence.
oh no, God no, I couldn't work in silence.
All right, Leslie. Well, thank you very much,
Thank you.
and catch up soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.